Good morning from me, Elena, Hunter, and Olivia. All the SoFlo show hosts are here. Today I've asked for their help in celebrating a holiday made from sharing food, family, and friends. Join us today as we help you with some recipes that are good enough to make a Thanksgiving tradition in your house. It's Tea Day 23, Part 2, today on SoFlo Taste. Happy Thanksgiving! How fun is that? Happy Thanksgiving all. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein in the Goya Kitchen at Junior Achievement of South Florida and Coconut Creek, and welcome to SoFlo Taste. Are you ready for Thanksgiving? If you answered no, good. That's why I'm here. If you answered yes, good. That's also why I'm here. Today I thought it would continue helping you to fill out your holiday menu. And helping me here is Hunter Frankie, host of SoFlo Health.
Hello.
Welcome, Hunter.
Good to see you.
Happy Thanksgiving, almost.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Since you're here, I figured we'd start out things with the healthier side of the menu. Makes sense,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
But I'm doing a little touch of unhealthy here. I'm going to teach everyone how to make the most perfect candied nut.
Okay.
I have walnuts boiling, as you can see, in water. So this is powdered sugar or confectioner sugar. What I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to add the walnuts into it. I'd like you to start mixing it with that spoon that's just below it. So go ahead and mix, because we need it to be really warm, and a little bit of the water from the cooking of the walnut will actually help. So what I have here is some oil, because we're going to deep fry these nuts. Okay. And what we're doing is making a glaze with the confectioner sugar and the cooking water. And what this does is the glaze kind of adheres to the nut as you fry it. All right. So we're going for 350 degrees, which we basically achieved here. And so I'm going to start frying. And what I'd like you to do is, I should tell you what we're making.
Yeah, maybe that would be helpful. Yeah.
So it's a curry spiced pumpkin squash salad. And we'll make a vinaigrette together. Sound good?
Wonderful.
So add that curry, if you would, to the pumpkin. Those are different kinds of pumpkin squashes. And add a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, if you wouldn't mind. And I'm going to go ahead and fry the nut.
How much olive oil?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Like that?
Great. All right, so Hunter, I'm using a spoon that has like a strainer on the bottom to let all the juices become released. Well, we don't want to add water to it.
Yeah, I'd say it fries.
The hot oil is a little weird. Go ahead and toss that around a little bit. Heavy pinch of salt. The question is, how long do you fry? Until it looks really pretty. So basically, I'm frying until they turn really nice and dark golden color, which they are about to. It's really essential that when you remove the nuts from the oil, you do not put them on parchment paper, because they will stick and you cannot use them and you'll never get them released. So this is just a little cookie sheet, but we sprayed just a little tiny touch of oil on it so nothing adheres to it, nothing sticks to it. So I'm shutting off the heat because to me, don't they look pretty?
They do.
They're really nice and they're quick. Yeah. Go ahead and get the cooked pumpkin squash behind you. You have two different kinds. This one is the butternut, and then behind you is the delicata. What we can do is, why don't you grab the delicata, the paper, and go ahead and just kind of
mix
allow
them together?
Yeah. So next thing we're going to make is the vinaigrette for the salad. Now, I always mix vinaigrette in a separate bowl. I would like to emulsify the vinaigrette using mustard as the emulsifier. So you know what? You do this. Here. First, add the shallots to the bowl. Add about half of that. So this is always the sequence in which I go to make an emulsified vinaigrette. That is perfect. Season the heck out of that with salt and pepper. Go ahead and add pepper, like you are.
And then a big pinch of this?
Heavy pinch. Nice. And then I'm going to add, this is about a teaspoon of mustard. Go ahead and start mixing that together. I'm going to add some sherry vinegar. This is just plain old sherry vinegar. All right, keep whisking. As you whisk and start going a little faster, I'm going to drizzle in some nice olive oil. Not too fancy, because we never use crazy fancy oil in salad dressings, because that would kind of be a waste. Can we switch?
Sure.
Okay, great. All right, so what you want a quick whisk as the oil goes in. You see how it's thickening?
I do.
You see how you can see the streaks as I
Yes.
go, and you can see the oil going in there? Mm-hmm. That is an emulsification.
Wow.
It's a beautiful thing. All right, we're good. Beautiful. So we've got our gorgeous, thick salad dressing. So I think what we should do is, let's get that mixing bowl, put it over here. I'm going to add ingredients, and you start mixing the salad with the dressing.
Okay.
Is that good? All right, so here we have Belgian endive. You can either leaf them, but for this, I think we can just cut them. And I always cut them for some reason on a bias. I don't know why, but it's what I do. You can start grabbing them. All right. And as you see, I'm not cutting too thin either. I want nice big cuts. I want to know what I'm eating when I eat my salad, right? This isn't a chopped salad. So let's go ahead and cut the radicchio in quarters and then slices. This is what I would call a nice bitter salad, because everything we're using here has bitterness to it. And you know why that's so great? Because we have sweetness.
Sweet.
Right.
Nice.
So it's a beautiful balance. Go ahead. And then let's use some dandelion greens. People don't use that very often. I don't think people know.
In fact, I don't know about them.
Dandelion greens are really beautifully bitter, but they actually grow here, and they're quite delicious and very crunchy. Go ahead and add that to your salad. Just a little bit is delicious. So go ahead and add as much vinaigrette. I always tell people, add as much vinaigrette as you want, because if it were up to me, I would douse it.
Yes.
But
Same.
I really love vinaigrette. So as you do that, I'm going to start adding the squash to your bowl so you can mix the squash in. And I use a lot of squash in my salad. I love it, because you have all those crunchy, bitter things, but then this has the curry spice, and then it's softer to the mouth, right, to the palate. It has like a creaminess to it, and also a little bit of sweetness. Go ahead and mix that together. I'm going to put this over here. It's pretty, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It smells good too.
So I figured, let's add a little bit of richness to something so delicious. Now this salad to me is very craveable. So now that you've mixed it, let's go ahead and lift the bowl up for me. Thank you. We're just going to slide all this onto this pretty plate, because everything has to have a presentation. So let's pile this nice and high. This would be to share, obviously. I would put this in the center of the table so everyone can get at it. All right, so then if you have sensitivities at your table, then you would put these on the side. But if you don't have sensitivities at your Thanksgiving table, go ahead and put these nuts all around and a little bit on top of your salad. And there you go. I think we've got a great opener. Here's your nut for when we get off stage.
Thanks.
Okay, great. By the way, did you know that you'll eat somewhere between 3,000 and 4,500 calories on Thanksgiving? So thank you, Hunter, for helping me. Here's your salad for our Thanksgiving table, and I will see you later, I think.
I'll see you later, yeah, definitely.
All right, awesome. And I'll see you all after the break. Come right back, and I'll have more help and more food.
Come back to SoFlo Taste from the Goya Kitchen at Junior Achievement of South Florida.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste from the fabulous Junior Achievement of South Florida. For information about this wonderful place for our children and their education, go to jasouthflorida.org or call 954-979-7100. Now back to T-Day Food, and here to help me is the hostess with the mostest of SoFlo H2O, Olivia Ray. Hi, beautiful.
Hello. How are
you doing?
Good. I'm excited.
Happy almost Thanksgiving.
I know. So what are we doing today?
We are going to make a punch, a boozy punch.
Oh, okay. You had me at
Not
booze.
bad, right? I want to thank Ezra, who has worked with my husband and I for a long time, and he comes up with great cocktails. You're going to help me starting out with the garnish, if you don't mind.
Perfect.
I gave you a little example. These are rosemary sprigs. This recipe goes beautifully with rosemary.
Okay.
So if you don't mind making little sprigs, try not to use the bottom, it gets too thick.
Okay.
But maybe the top part, and
Start
use
at the
that
top?
scissor. Yeah.
Flip them off.
Amazing.
How many am I doing?
Just one of each.
Perfect.
Just like this
4
one.
little ones.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump in. First thing we need to do is, like every beverage, good beverage, you want to make it good and cold. So let's throw some ice into the bowl that you'll be serving it. Normally that would be a punch bowl. I used a trifle bowl. I think it's great for punches as well. And we're going to add a bunch of citrus slices. So these are some oranges. These are some lemons. Let's throw in some cranberries. More importantly, they're for garnish. You know, they don't really add a lot of flavor to anything.
It's beautiful for Thanksgiving.
It is, isn't it? I think so. Olivia, go ahead
Yes.
and take the top off of that.
Okay.
That is actually one of my favorite drinks. I drink this a lot at home instead of wine. This is called vermouth.
Okay.
And this particular vermouth is a red vermouth, and it's sweet. And it's called Antica. But you can use any sweet vermouth that you want, not the kind that you would use in a martini. Different. This is a lot sweeter.
So we're going to use a whole bottle of
the
that.
whole thing. Yeah.
Love
and it is
it.
good and sweet, so you need to balance it, right? But we have a couple other sweet things. We've got apple cider, and I always use the unfiltered kind. I just love unfiltered apple cider. All right. And the last sweet thing we're adding, and this is the sweetest, is, as you can guess, do you know what this is?
Agave?
This
or
is
maple syrup?
It's
Okay.
maple syrup, yeah. Which really a lot of Thanksgiving recipes have maple in them. And so this is the last of the sweet, I promise. Because look at all that lemon juice that we
There you
squeezed
go.
this morning.
Put a little bit of sour in there.
Put a lot of sour in there. So
Do you want the whole thing?
The whole thing. That's 16 ounces of lemon, and that's a lot. And I please ask, everybody asks, that you always use fresh squeezed citrus whenever you make any of these recipes, because it makes a huge difference, right? Mix that delicately.
Okay.
What I would do is kind of start from the bottom up, mixing it so you don't get dirty. All right. The great part about this recipe is the topper. So you actually top each individually with a little bit of Prosecco to make it bubbly.
Love it.
It also cuts the sweetness.
You
So-
are helping me out with these. I'm always in charge of cocktails. So
Are you?
Here we
Okay,
go.
good. So tell me a little bit about what's coming up on H2O.
So we're excited because we're doing a holiday show, and so it's going to be in December. I'm excited because I've actually never been surfing, and so we're going to go surfing with the Santas in Cocoa Beach.
Oh my
So
God,
it's
how
very
cool.
fitting. Once we get past Thanksgiving, y'all are going to have to check out our show for Christmas. So it's a little bit of a Christmas special. We're going to go lobstering. I'm pretty sure you're going to help me cook up some lobster.
I would love to help you cook up some Florida
I need
lobster.
a little help with that.
The last thing, let's open up this Prosecco.
Cheers.
There we
There
go.
you go.
You can add 1 rosemary sprig to each drink.
Pretty.
Beautiful. Let me show everybody just one of them, and then we'll pour the rest for the rest of our friends. So you can either add the cranberry or not. I think it's beautiful to add it to the drink. So let's go ahead and pour, leaving
that's so
room.
cute.
It's cute, right?
Yes.
We leave room, of course, on the top for not only a little bit of Prosecco, but do me a favor.
Yes.
Over there is fresh whole nutmeg. Go ahead and, have you ever grated nutmeg?
I actually haven't. No.
Okay, here's your first time. You see how there's a flat side?
Yes.
Okay, take that over this and go ahead and grate. Very carefully not to grate your nail. And there you go. This is our
there you go.
first
Oops.
cocktail and our first dish together ever.
Cheers to
What a
that.
pleasure.
That is.
And this is
I'll
for
give
you.
you-
You can
oh,
take a
thank
little
you.
sip.
Okay.
And of course, I'm going to have you take this punch with you. Well, thank you, Olivia. We adore you, and
Thank
we
you.
can't wait to see what you have next. And I can't wait to teach you some lobster and watch you surf for the first time.
Cheers to that.
That's going to be fun. Back in a moment as I make another dish for our Thanksgiving table to share with the SoFlo gang. And I'll be cooking with Elena Capra from SoFlo Home Project. So come right back. We'll see what's cooking on SoFlo Taste right after this. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. I hope you know Elena Capra, host of SoFlo Home Project. Welcome, Elena.
Thank you. Happy to be here,
So
Michelle.
happy you're here with me today.
This is going to be fun.
Yes, it is. You ready to bake?
I am. Well,
Okay.
I'm loving the stand mixer color, so
Not
I'm
bad,
all in
right?
on the
Yay!
baking.
So we are going to make a pumpkin tres leches. Yeah, very exciting. It's a really simple recipe. You can make the whole thing by hand, which is great. And while I do that, I'm going to have you make the topping. There's already some heavy cream in the bowl. This is nice and tight. And go ahead and add, I have sugar, I have a little bit of cinnamon and vanilla. You could add that all in.
So
all right?
pour everything in before I
Pour
stick
it
on
all
the
in
mixer.
there. This is all-purpose flour. To this, we're gonna add all of the spices you might find in like a pumpkin pie. So we've got nutmeg, ginger, cinnamon, and allspice. I've got baking powder, baking soda, and a little bit of salt. Let's mix that together just so that it's ready to go and set that aside. All right, then over here, we're gonna combine all the wet ingredients. So we're gonna add there's no butter in this one. It's all oil. So this is vegetable oil. So let's combine the oil with the sugar that was already in the bowl. And you really want to mix that until it's really well combined and it starts getting a little fluffier. Speaking of fluffing, now
How's this looking?
You know what? You can
higher?
go up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Kick it on to 4.
Yeah, you're good. When you see peaks, let me know. To this, we're going to add vanilla and a can of pumpkin puree. All right. The next thing is right over here, you're going to make the soaking liquid. Soaking liquid for every traditional tres leches are 3 milks, right? So we've got evaporated milk, condensed milk, and then finally for my 3rd milk, I decided to use a little half and half. So go ahead and combine all 3. They all go in there and just mix it up. I'm going to mix up my wet ingredients, and once the pumpkin is well incorporated into the mixture, I'm going to go ahead and add egg, a couple at a time, right in to make the batter. I'm going to shut off our whipped cream because that looks like it's almost ready. How you doing over there?
All right, I got everything in here now. I'm just going to mix it up.
All right, so here I have all the wet ingredients together. Go ahead and add the flour to the wet ingredients. And remember, you never want to overbeat a cake mixture. So I always start out with a whisk to make sure that I'm kind of blending everything together softly. And then I trade it out for a rubber spatula. So let's go ahead and fold all that in. Okay, Elena, let me show you something. So this is a baked cake flipped over. Take a toothpick and go ahead and just put little holes all over the place. Doesn't matter like how, just make sure you try not to disturb the beautiful cake, and just all over, because it's basically you're going to pour the soaking liquid, and wherever there's a hole, that liquid is going to go in. So put as many holes as you can. Just go in, out, all over. So once this is well mixed, make sure you have, this is a 1/4 size sheet pan or cookie sheet that is well buttered, and we floured it, but you can just oil it if you want to, but just make sure you have something on there. So go ahead and pour your cake mix onto your cookie sheet. It only takes about half an hour to bake this cake. So I'll set this aside. Let's see if our whipped cream is ready. It looks like it might be. Oh, you can go ahead and pour it over.
Okay.
So just be really careful, but go ahead and start pouring all over the cake.
All right. The whole entire
The whole
contents?
thing.
Okay.
The whole thing, yeah. All right, so our whipped cream looks beautiful. I think you can stop.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So that goes, just so you know, that goes in your fridge. And this cake right here I made last night, and look at that. It looked just like that one does, but it soaked up everything.
Big difference here.
Huge
Looks way
difference
better.
here. Yeah. So next, all we're gonna do is very rustically. You want to do this part?
Yeah, sure. Looks fun.
All right.
All right.
Put the whole thing right on top of the cake. Go for it. Somehow, I don't know how it is, you're already making that look pretty. All right.
All right.
Beautiful.
There you go.
So our spiced whipped cream goes over the top, and you can really do it in any old way. And then go ahead and take the cinnamon sugar and just delicately put it over the top. And then our tres leches will be ready to go. Beautiful. And there we have it. Our finishing touch to our Thanksgiving table. Come right back, taste buds, for the best part, Elena's tablescape and the tasting. See y'all in a minute. Thank you. SoFlo Taste will return right after this. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. This is an absolutely beautiful table. I have to say, Elena, you outdid yourself, and I kind of did too, with all of your help. So I thank you. Hunter, what is your absolute favorite thing to eat during Thanksgiving?
Turkey, 100%, very turkey-forward person. We make a huge one at my house, and I love it.
Elena?
Well, I strategically chose my seat because this is my absolute
Is it
favorite
really?
side.
Oh,
yes.
my goodness. Olivia, what's your favorite thing for Thanksgiving?
So as much as I love all of this, my grandma actually has a secret recipe, and it's like a cranberry bread. So that is our go-to. She knows every time that I'm in town, she's gonna make the cranberry bread. So that's my favorite.
Believe it or not, mine is not on this table, and it is the stuffing. I love stuffing because I love savory. Delicious. All right, well, I want to thank not only Elena for this beautiful table, Hunter and Olivia for sharing this TV Thanksgiving with me, and of course to all of you. As I always say, Thanksgiving is to be shared, whether it's family, friends, or TV hosts. Now join me next week for what else? Leftovers. Sometimes the best part of Thanksgiving are the leftovers, and I'll be looking back on some recipes I've given you for what to do with the food you did not finish. So please be here for the next SoFlo Taste. Time to check in with Hunter in person. In fact, what's up, Hunter?
Well, tomorrow on SoFlo Health at 12:30, we are going to visit Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital, where they put together like a broadcast day. So kind of how we have all the TV hosts today, they are going to have the kids hosting their own shows and having a lot of fun, which is great for this time of year. Plus, our usual fitnessy things to do, and we even have a boot camp for young girls that want to get into fitness, but they're like not necessarily want to be dancers, but they want to move. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay, Hunter, well, we'll be watching you at 12:30.
Great.
Elena, we're watching you at 5:30. And Olivia, we're going to be watching you on H2O.
Yes.
We cannot wait. So, Taste Buds, I give thanks that you're willing to give up some of your weekend to spend with me. Please take time to enjoy the holiday and remember what you're all thankful for. And I'm thankful for you. Goodbye, good taste, mwah, and
Happy Thanksgiving.